Hello, YouTube. This is Mickey D, and we have episode 54 of Stationeers. Um, so, after last night, I went and, after I finally got up today, I went and did a mining run. This was completely full. I processed a whole bunch of resources, which I didn't worry about that one. But as you can see, we've got a whole bunch of iron, gold, copper. We still have plenty of steel. Hey, MacGyver. Um, so we've got plenty of resources. Um, and First up is we're going to work on the power system some. Um, as you can see, the base is kind of too warm. I'm letting it cool down. Off camera, I did uh, fix a couple of things. One, I did get this on the circuit for the temperature, which is basically the same as all the other circuits. It's just this one's isolated, so when the furnace runs, unfortunately, I remembered to do that after I ran the furnace. Um, and the furnace is a little bugged as well. When you pressurize it, it's automatically lighting. I'm not even having to hit the activate button, which was kind of a pain because it started filling up, and I was waiting for it to get up the 50 or 100 kPa that we've got it set at, and I walked away, figured I'd come back, it would be pressurized, and the thing had already lit and cooled itself off. So I had to dump it all out and then repressurize it again, and I just sat here and watched it light itself. So yeah, still got kind of a weird thing going on there. Um, I did also fix one other little thing over here. So remember how we kept having issues with this? Well, that was me being an idiot. I'd accidentally put a batch writer in here, so it was controlling both of these, and it was basically setting it to this, which is a lot higher. Um, and it wasn't monitoring this one, so it was overpressurizing this pipe, and that's what was making it blow. Um, so I did fix that because basically what I realized was when I exited the game, loaded up the save, it was automatically kicking this one back on. So we still have the issue. The same thing as the furnace is that this is automatically igniting the gases. I'm wondering if they're a little too warm. I think these are both. One of these is at like up 80 C, and this one's over at 100 C. So I'm wondering if that's making them auto ignite. Um, so something else to address. But first of all, we're going to take care of power. And I think we're going to start off by jumping up on the roof and adding a bit better, uh, an improved logic circuit for the solars to dial it in a little bit better. Um, we've also got a weird bug going on with the airlock, and I think that's the game itself because we have not changed anything with related to the airlock at all, and that is randomly it's not pressurizing. So I think on the last stream, um, if people had noticed, one time I came in and yeah, the base was depressurized. So since it pulls from the base air, it couldn't pressurize. But since then, I've come in when I was doing the mining run, and a couple times I came in, hit it, and for whatever reason, it's not pressurizing. Not quite sure what's going on there, but like I said, we haven't made any changes to it. So. And if I remember correctly, all of our circuits, I want that, are up in here. And of course, we've got an autosave. Um, so I found a pretty good circuit for the solars online on the Steam forums, basically. And yeah, that's it. We don't have anything there. And that might be enough space to pop it in there. We might not need to open that up. Um, so it uses it's a little bit bigger system. This is just the L basic, divide it by 1.8 and do it. Now the solar panels, basically, supposedly there's a delay. So the sun The solar panels are like, I guess supposedly about half an hour behind and that was weird, um, where the sun is. So yeah, that was really strange. They just completely jumped. Um, so the way you compensate for that, I guess, is you have to do an offset of 15 degrees, and then not have it move for the first 15, I believe, and then it'll track a lot more accurately. So we're going to switch over to that system, um, and that's weird that that's still generating power. I guess that might actually be pulling off from the, nope, okay. Um, yeah, so we're going to jump into that. And which like I said, I'm pulling this off of a Steam guide. Let me see if I can give credit to the person who came up with it. It's a pretty decent system, really well laid out. H Sage is the one that made it. So if anybody wants to do a similar system and they don't want to watch the video, they can pull it off of there. Um, but it is a pretty, it's 3 memory chips, reader, math unit, min max, and a batch writer. So a little bit more expanded than what we're doing now. Yeah, yeah. So instead of just, doing this, which doesn't quite make it, this was good to set it up just because in the beginning, just to get it kind of automated. And now, and I think we can keep the reader to get the solar angle, which should be fine. And let me turn on my helmet so we can actually see some stuff. So daylight sensor, solar angle, that stays the same. We got a math unit, which we're still going to need. We're going to need another math unit. And let me see, let's just pull. You know what, I'm going to pull these up so we're not trying to work around all this. And we'll go ahead and pull this one up too. I think we're going to maybe need to tie into there. I think we need 1, 2, 3, and we can probably come wrap around that corner. And I think that will work pretty well. All right, let's kind of get some of this stuff picked up a little bit. And we should have dropped. There we go. All right, so what we're going to need to do, let's just pull these all. We're going to pull that up, pull that up, pull that up. And can we reach them? No. Oh, yes, we can. And then after this, we're going to run down and expand the. We're going to expand the battery storage because since we've added all the solar panels in, we're maxing out the storage, and then we're basically running out. So, and if I remember correctly, this is our power coming in from the transformer and the APC on the other side, right there. That keeps this circuit powered, and then we'll probably reverse this, I think. I'm going to try to keep this halfway cleaned up. And we could go ahead and open this up since this is over the wall. That way we can walk around, because otherwise I know I'm going to keep falling into the airlock, which I will probably do anyway. But try to avoid it if possible. All right, so let's get those consolidated. All right. So we're going to start over here. And from what I can see is we need memory chip, memory. I think we can get this to fit on 3 blocks. Memory chip. Oh, I should have grabbed the labeler. It's all right. We'll do it. Either way. And I forgot to pull that up. Let's do that. That way it's not going to drop down there. Very nice. All right. So now we need a reader. Logic reader, yeah. And we're going to need a math unit. And we're going to need another math unit. Oh, wrong one. That one. A math unit. Hey, Mikkel. And we're going to need a min. Let's see, is that the min-max? Yes. And it looks like this should just fit in here. And now we need the writer. So this should give us a lot. You know, we should basically see a bigger increase in the amount of power we're getting out of here. And I'm going to turn that way. Yeah, I've been having issues. I'm kind of ignoring the hydroponics for now. I think after we get the power issue straightened out, we are going to focus on changing the tank system. And the cooling system. It's all right. Everybody's, you know, they can have their own opinion. And there we go. So, let's see. We're going to change that to a 4-way because that's going to be our output. And we might... I don't know if that'll let me put a corner there. Yeah, it's not. All right, so we're going to... what do we have there? I know that's yes. Yep. Let's see. So that's just a corner. So I think what we're going to do is we will change that to a corner, but we're going to run it up. There we go. That'll give us our power coming in. And we can run around like that. Yeah, that should bring everything together. I believe, yes. Yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. And I'm trying to think, is there yeah, no connection on that side. Yeah, which should, that should give us a lot. I believe it stays between 495 and basically 500 for the power. So we should be getting quite a bit more power because I think using the 1.8 system, we dropped down to I think about 300 watts at times. If not slightly lower. Okay, so that works out pretty good. We're all tied in, so we should be good to go there. And we're going to go to, yeah, so that should help. And I mean, in combination with the, I really wish I had brought the labeler up here, but we want to change this to, I believe, to 15. 75, and then we want to make that 100. All right, so we need to read, which luckily we have the APC, so this should be all isolated. So we shouldn't have a ton of stuff to scroll through on this. Daylight sensor angle, which you can go ahead and read. So there's the angle. Math unit. So we want to subtract. We want to take this. Oh, this is also okay. So yeah, where this is. Oh, it reads through the APC then, and the transformer. Yeah, because this is gonna. Okay, it's. You know what we can do? We can take this and cut that wire for now. I think that'll keep it from reading. So we want to do logic reader. And we want to do input, which we want to do the first memory, which hopefully that's going to read correctly. And we want to subtract. So 29 subtracted by 15. Yeah, that looks like that should be reading right. Now we want to take the results from the first math unit. Can we take the result from the math unit? Logic reader. Oh, that's still reading down below. Shoot. We might have to run down and grab the. Oh, I think I just passed it. I really wish there was a way to go back on these. And what's that reading? No, that's not reading it. All right, let's go grab the. Well, that's not going to work too well. Let me see if it has a description on here. If I remember correctly, the reasoning behind it is there's a half-hour offset on the sun from what the solar panels read, basically. And for the first, I want to say 15 degrees, you don't have to move the solar panels because they'll basically get full power. Yeah, that's what I was. That's why I was going to jump down, and I've got to grab the. I left the labeler inside by. I meant to bring it with me, and I forgot because I do normally label everything. Unfortunately, we have to seal these back up. Oh, well, welcome back. Oh well, Dark Dragon, we're upgrading the solar logic so it's more accurate. So we should get more power coming in. Which we were using the the very simple basic 1.8 system. So we're switching over to the other system, which should, well, it is going to give us. It'll let the panels generate more power. Yes. So in combination with the solar panels that we added, well, we almost doubled the solar panels yesterday. So we added what? Anybody remember how many we ordered? We 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I don't know. We already added another 18 solar panels. So in conjunction with adding, I think on the 1.8 system we dropped down to a little less than 300 watts per panel at times. So, and this is going to let us stay at, I believe it lets you stay between 495 to 500 watts per panel. So we should see quite the increase in what we're going to, be getting. Okay, and that's close enough. We can cancel that. Yeah, so we should, and then because obviously we're still dropping low, but we are still, because of the extra solar panels. Yeah, that's where I was stumbling along to get to. That was we've got to increase the storage capacity, which we will be doing um, once we get this done. Oh, I guess you can't hold that in cycle. Oh, yeah. Huh. Yeah, the labeler is one of the few devices. And waiting for the airlock to cycle, which it does seem like it's running faster than it used to. I don't know if they made any changes to the vents, but it seems like it's. I don't know. It could just be me, but it seems like they're draining and filling faster. And my dogs are going nuts for some reason. All right. Come on. All right. I'm going to be impatient and say it's close enough. Oh, that's right. I'm holding the labeler. Yeah, I think the labeler is the only thing that interferes with buttons. Any other device doesn't really matter. Okay, there we go. And I think since we've got all those up here, we can pretty much leave them now. So let's get some of this stuff labeled. Let's see. So this was our 15 mem. This was our 1.5 mem. And this is our 100 mem. And that's going to be solar angle reader. And that is our we probably don't. What are we? Divide by 1.5. Oh, hang on. I forgot that we. There we go. Min max, and that is I think actually we don't need to set that one. Oh, and that should be a. Yeah, we don't need that in there. That should be a writer, not a reader. All right, there we go. And screwdriver, then we'll get this done. Okay, so we want to do the subtract 1 point, or subtract 15. And we want to do the 1.5 memory and divide. And then we want to say that input 2 is going to be the 100 because that's we're basically setting our max is 100. And then the minimum is going to be our divided by 1.5. And we're going to output, oh, and we want to say less. And yeah, I did have a, well, it was actually a logic reader, but yeah, I had to fix that. And we're going to want to do, now this is going to be the min max. And we're going to output to the solar panels. Oh, it needs to be a batch writer. Yeah, you're right. It needs to be a batch writer. Sorry, I misread what you wrote there. Batch writer. There we go. So in is going to be our min max, and we're outputting to solar panels, and we're going to do obviously vertical. And it is weird because these do track over, even though it actually reads nothing, it'll track on the other side. Now the question is are we going to need to swap? Nope, they should. As the sun comes around, it should line back up. Yeah, see, it's really weird when they come down and read, because even though it's saying there's no angle, it does actually read because it tracks the sun in reverse underneath. Yeah, so we should be all set to go now. So this is giving us, this is our actual solar angle. It's taking off basically the 15 degrees, and then it's dividing by 1.5 to give us an actual angle, so of 81. And then it's going to do 81. It's going to do whatever it is to a max of 100. So basically switch it to the vertical. And we should be all set to go on that. And then we should get a lot, we should see a pretty big increase on the amount of power we're generating, which combined with adding the extra solar panels should do us pretty good. All right. Oh, shoot. You know what I just did? I forgot to reconnect that line. It's in there. Oh, right. That's annoying. Okay, that one right there. Almost forgot to put that back. There we go. All right. Yeah, we definitely needed that connected. That would have not been good. And now we can button this all up. All right. Now I kind of wish the sun would hurry up and show up so that we could, but see, by the time the sun comes up, those should be all the way back around. I would just like to wait up here and double check. It's going to suck if we have to go through and reverse all these. Doesn't look like it though. Well. Oh, I did mess with the ore scanner between the episodes, and honestly, it's not even worth making right now. Yeah, it's not quite 3 complete rolls, rows, but it's pretty close. And I want to stay up here and let the CM kick in. Um, but yeah, we need a few more, and obviously this section of the base is a little bit shorter, though we could expand out if we wanted to, and we can do a couple more rows over there if we get to the point. Um, Hopefully, with the increased storage capacity that we're going to do here in a minute, we should be getting enough power now that we're not running the generator all the time. And so by the time that these come pretty much vertical again, sun should rise. Oh yes, so I did use the ore scanner off camera. Um, it's bugged for one, and actually I ran into two bugs. The one known bug is it's supposed to display the different ores in different colors. It doesn't. It displays them all in blue right now. So basically, it's kind of showing everything as being an oxide, which I believe it's the ore. The color it shows corresponds to the color of the ore in the game. Um, so it all shows blue, which is kind of a pain because you don't know what you're looking at. Two, the thing has an insanely small range, um, which is it. That's not a bug, but that's really annoying with it. So you have to lug around the ground penetrating radar, um, and basically place it. You basically drop it down, hit the button, turn it on, hit the activate button. It does a pulse, and then it'll populate on the tablet. But it is a very short range. You can't go very far, so you're constantly picking the thing back up and moving it around. Um, which I guess it's good if you're mining like a deposit and you want to make sure you got the whole entire deposit, then you could throw it down and scan that way. Um, that's really the only use I can see for it because, unless you just want to randomly walk around, drop it down and see within, basically 15 feet of the thing if there's any ores, it's pretty much useless. Um, the one bug that I had was it would not. Remember, I made it on the last episode, and we checked it and we said, "Oh, look, there's some stuff on the ground, underneath the base, whatnot." Um, when I picked it back up to take it out to go mine, which is the tablet and the ore scanner had been shut off. The ore tablet would not. It wouldn't read the radar. Um, it wasn't in my pack, or either of them were. Basically, one was in my hand, the other one was in my the ground penetrating radar was placed on the ground. It would just tell me no signal. I actually had to pull the circuit out of the tablet, put the circuit back in, and then it started working. So there was a bit of a bug there. I don't know why, but it was what it is. So I basically just took it. I think we had a little bit of a block in the very beginning, like obviously when the first sun first comes up, but it seemed like it was okay after that. Um, it didn't have to get up very much at all to not have it be blocked. I was thinking that we were going to have to space them out farther, and that there was going to be more blockage, but it was not that bad. Um, which we can see here in a minute. And let me get this thing out of my hand, which the sun should be coming up any time now. And we've got an autosave. Which those are reading from my helmet, I'm assuming. Sun? Somehow we're generating power. I see. Somebody broke the sun. Interesting. That might be the 15-degree offset, so it might not have shown up yet. which we should, if we grab the wrench, 9 degrees. -9. Interesting. Oh, there it is. Okay. So yeah, now it popped up. Let's see. So once it starts tracking, let's see how accurate it stays. So now you see the other system, this would automatically still be trying to turn. So this is going to let it, I believe, go up the first 15 degrees before it even starts moving. So we should get up to about 500 and then it should start tracking. Oh, oh. Hang on a second. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, 493. Okay, so there, see the verticals moving? And we're staying around 490. Yeah, that's not bad. That's definitely a lot better than we were getting before. 5. Yeah, so we're staying, yeah, right around 490. 7. All right, well, that's not bad. And then see, it's not blocking the other ones. They've got 100% visibility. So, yeah, having them only 2 apart seemed to work pretty good. I should have checked it when it was down lower, but we looked at it yesterday and it seemed fine. So, yeah, we should, that should give us, it still drops a little bit, but that's, pretty good. All right, so now we got to run in and upgrade our batteries. And we can turn, oh, there we go. Oh, yep, and it is pressurizing. Yeah, I don't know why it's, I'm trying to keep an eye on it because sometimes it seems to be getting that glitch for some reason. So we'll get the batteries in. We'll expand that, and I think we're gonna have to. We're gonna have to. Well, we're gonna have to pull up the floor and see. How long? This is. I don't think it tells me when the world was created. Um, whenever the first episode was of this series, um, it's been quite a while. Let me see if I go back through December 27th. Yes, I had a couple of streams, a couple of episodes in another stream I started. I didn't really. I bought the game the day it was released on early access, um, and there's the airlock. So, all right, and we should be getting a nice charge. It's charging pretty fast as well. Um, but the first few, I didn't really like how. Okay, let me see if I can say this right. The I didn't start the stream right off in the very beginning of the I already kind of started the base a little bit, and then I didn't really like how the base was turning out either. So I went ahead and basically wiped that stream out, wiped the world out, and just started the stream fresh from. Um, oh, this one? No, I'm actually a bit higher than that. I think the last time I checked, I was up around 200 hours. Yeah, I'm at 258 hours right now. So you figure a bit of that was, obviously on when I first started it. I wish it showed and kept track of. Hang on, I keep hitting on my screen, so there we go. Um, yeah, I think we're, we've got well, well, let's see, look at this way. We've got 54 episodes. Almost every episode is an hour and a half long. And some of them are a bit longer than that. I think there's only 2 episodes that were less than like an hour. Uh, and then, well, actually, I say 54. There's actually 55 episodes because one of them I did a part 1 and one of them I did a part 2. So that's 82 hours right there. So this one's that I've streamed is 82, but I do mining runs and stuff off camera a lot. Oh, well, I'm glad you learned something there. Um, uh, yeah, and we are kind of going to change this. I mean, this setup works okay, but the ACs just take so long. So we're going to do independent ACs for each tank and then let it recirculate. I think that's going to be a better setup. Oh, that's weird. Oh, let me guess. It's kit battery. So yes, it's nice that they made these alphabetical. The only issue I have with that is then you have the stuff that's labeled kit. Um, and where's the kit battery? So you think you would have kit cable analyzer and kit battery. Yeah, see, that's not really alphabetical. And we're going to do a few more tweaks. What do you say? I'm going to add 2 batteries. Well, let's see what we had 3 batteries. We almost doubled solar panels. And we'll add 2 and see how that goes. We might be worth adding 3, but we'll see. I mean, we've got a bigger drain on the system now too, so all right. And we have to remember to upgrade the or update the memory too, so it calculates correctly. All right, so this will be pretty straightforward. We should just be able to run this around and then tie it in. Yeah, this is where we're going to run into an issue. So we've got to move these lines back up on the wall, which really I probably should have done from the start, but since we knew at some point we were going to be extending this. And what we're going to do is just move it straight up there. I think we can leave these transformers where they're at, thankfully. We shouldn't have to mess with those. Okay. So if we do this one, we can make a corner. If we do this, and we should be able to run these up here. This one we can actually. We want this one a junction. We just want to run it the other way. There we go. Yeah, was thinking about doing some radiators, some passive radiators. I was thinking about just storing the tanks outside as well, because they should bleed off heat that way, but then they might get too cold. So I think what I'm going to do is make just a massive room. I think some of the tanks we're going to need to upgrade to the larger tanks as well. Come on. There we go. like or we're gonna have to vent out. I noticed the pollution tank. It's not critical yet, but it is getting up there. Uh, so at some point we are going to end up overfilling that. So we're either going to have to swap that to a bigger tank, or we're going to have to change it to put some type of pressure relief on it. So like it'll vent out if it gets up to 58 MPa or something, so that we don't end up blowing, you know, blowing the lines. Okay, so I think, and then what I want to do is basically space this out so that we can throw a couple more batteries in there. Which I guess for now we can pull up this line. We don't need that many. Though we'll probably eventually end up putting those back down again when we do another expansion. But save a little bit on resources if we don't need them there right now. And I'm stuck. Okay, there we go. Oh, they don't? Oh, well, I'll have to check with that. Yeah, I know. Somebody said they were. Oh, look at that. That's really annoying. Oh, hey, look. I'm missing a floor. I have to find. I think that's iron. That'll work. It's good to know. There's enough space for another battery, I think, if I shifted those over. But, all right. So we need to. I'm going to tie into that line. Which I guess we can. Let's run this first. And maybe what we'll do is we'll run in between. And hopefully, do I have? Nope, I used it all, didn't I? And everything's dark. There we go. Do I have enough? I should have enough of this, but I'm going to swap those out just in case. Yeah, because they're all on logic circuits, so they will automatically, if the logic circuit kicks it on, it'll kick them on. Oh, I almost put the wrong cables there. All right, let's get this, and then we'll have to see when the sun comes up and see if we're getting enough power. Interesting. Okay, where do I want to tie this in at? I guess we can just run it how we did the last one, and then we'll just move the line. I mean, I could run it over here, and then we don't have to move it. I might. We have enough cables anyway, and the base is only going to get bigger. Oh, that's the wrong. Let's see, input, output. Yes, that's right. It's going to look kind of weird though, but. And I think what I'm going to do is just run it all. Oh, autosave. There we go. Corner. And we're going to have to do some work on the some of the grids. When I did the expansion for the adding the kind of the living area and the no, I checked that after I made the fix to it. I exited out of the game before the stream, loaded back in, wanted to make sure there wasn't an update for the beta branch, and made sure that it did not kick back in. So it's fixed. All right, now we need to pull up the floor. And we might be able to get away with doing this without. And I think we're going to probably have to dig some. We might be able to get away with this. So we're going to need to change that. Actually, can I get to the... Oh, I was hitting there for a second. Okay, so we need to change... Oh, let's get that out of the way. We need a three-way corner. Yes. Yeah, we can go just like that. Oh. No, we can't. Shoot. Yeah, we're going to have to go underneath, I think. I don't think we're going to be able to get to it. I was hoping not to have to dig through the floor, but yeah, I believe that corner goes down. Yeah, we're going to need to open that up. All right, which means I'll probably go grab the pick. I love that those just kind of like fly around. I'm assuming it's the atmosphere dropping in underneath them. 5. We're one short. Yeah, we lost I think we lost one. All right. We might... Let's try it. Sometimes we can get them to run inside of the stone without too much issue. Okay. And we're going to need a straight... The question is if we can hit the end of the cable or not. And actually, before we do that, since we know they need to tie in, let's throw corner in. I'm going to corner in. I'm wondering if, yeah, we're just going to go grab it. Otherwise, I'm probably going to be fighting with it to get that, get those to connect up. I'm wondering if they're going to make the heavier voltage cables shock you later on down the line. And see if that that'd be kind of an interesting thing. You know, it's in Minecraft and IC2, you always have to worry about that if there was the higher voltage lines. Okay, let's a little bit. Oh, oh, that's why. Yeah, we weren't missing one. It was still one more sheet on that. Oh, actually, that should be good. I was trying not to use my jetpack. Oh, it pollutes the base atmosphere a bit, so I try not to use it inside the base too much, if possible. Doesn't always work though. Oh, there we go. And we should just be able to do a straight. And then after we get this hooked up and cleaned back up, it'll probably be it for this stream. We're hitting about an hour. My dinner's done. I'm gonna eat it. It's actually sitting in front of me, getting cold, uh, which is fine. I don't care if my food's warm or hot. In most cases, unless it's French fries. I cannot eat cold French fries. Come on, come on. Oh, oh, right there. All right. And I think the sun just came up too, so that should work out pretty good. All right, now the only thing we got to do is we've got to change this circuit so that it'll display correctly to be not 103 batteries, not 103.1. I am glad that they made the little change there. 5 batteries. And then now it'll read correctly for our percentage upstairs. And I do like that I set up that way. Does it run to? It runs to the arc furnace, not the smelter. I'm 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 not really interested in automating the other furnace. I wish they would stop making changes to the smelter so that I could actually use that to automate. Um, but they keep making changes to it, and all right, let's get this. Yeah, I keep wanting to get rid of the oh. So we need 1, 2. Yeah, we need. And was that? Did I do this in steel or iron? Steel. Okay. All right. So now that should give us a bit more storage. And let's see. So we're currently at 53% of our current storage. And charging. And I think we got that tied up. Well, the batteries were hooked up right before the sun came up anyway. So it would be interesting to see how much of a charge we're going to get now. And if we still had 100%, I'll add another battery in. I will probably do that off camera though, since it's basically the same thing as what we did. But now the groundwork's laid that we can throw the other batteries in and just, you know, add a junction and tie into the data, which I'll have to dig out a little bit more, but be relatively straightforward. And there we go. But hopefully now our our gas generator should be kicking in not near as often as it was, which will keep us from, for one, wasting hydrogen, and for two, stop generating so much heat down here. All right, pick all this up. There we go. So we can let those run, and we're all set. I do like the way I've got this set up, where basically, if we add anything, if we add more batteries, that's the only thing we got to change, and it lets everything else. We don't have to change a whole bunch of the circuits. Let me see. Let me go grab the reader. And now before the transformers, the ACs are tied into that. So it's going to depend if they're running or not as well. Oh, let me dump out my. There we go. And let's make sure this is okay. Good. I hate when I get down there and then you find out that the tablet's dead. Oh, right here. We can just read right here. So we are at 5.6 kilowatts, which should basically just be the ACs running. Or did we put those on a... No, yeah, they tie right off into this line. Wherever I ran it, I think that's the one that cuts through and it goes down and goes up into the wall. Yep. So we'll see how that goes. We're definitely getting a nice charge. I would imagine probably those three are going to fill up, and we might fill up that last one. We'll have to see. But so yes. Speaking of the transformers, we do got to do some work on the grids. That Yeah, I'm hoping so. That is slowly still dropping. The base is slowly still dropping. I was running the furnace and stuff quite a bit, so it bumped it up. So yeah, when we added this room on, and when we added this room on down here, the circuits are a little screwed up. I should have probably added a transformer for each of these. But the heating and cool there's too much stuff tied in with the heating and cooling line now, and I forgot that these AC vents are not supposed to be on with the heating and cooling, so I need to separate those out. And probably what we'll do is we'll go through and I'll shut off a transformer and I can go to an area, and we'll probably rewire all that coming up relatively soon. And then let's just go double check that gas. Yeah, so yeah, it's staying off now, which is good. And let's see what. Yeah, so our pollution is up to 23 MPa. So not obviously critical yet, but obviously we're only using it for the radiators, so it's going to keep collecting. And I don't know. I don't really want to throw it away because it's something we're generating as a byproduct. Um, so I'll probably change that out to a bigger tank. The water seems to be fine on a smaller tank. The hydrogen seems to be fine on a smaller tank. Carbon dioxide, obviously, I edited that in because we basically didn't have any. Oxygen, when we depressurized the base, it was up to like 40 or so. So we're definitely going to want the oxygen on a bigger tank as well. And we're gonna, I don't know. I was debating on just moving all of these to a large tank. And yeah, it's pretty big. So my thought was to expand this room, which now that I think about it, might not work that great, um, because the greenhouse is over on the other side of this wall, so we can't push out this way, which is, kind of what I was thinking is just push this out, make it a wider room, but then we're going to be cutting in front of the greenhouse, which is not going to work. And we got an autosave. So I'm thinking we might actually just kind of combine the tank room and this filtration room, um, which I had kind of debated on initially before doing, especially if we do redo the ACs. So what we might do is just pull this divider out, make it one giant room. That'll give us a bit more space to work in. Um, maybe we'll do something like that. And I didn't really want to have to move these because the system's working fine. So there's not really any tweaks we need to make to the filtration itself. Um, you know, if we do make this one bigger area, then maybe we'll run the filtration across this way. Um, and then we can put the big tanks in with the you know, each tank can have its dedicated cooling on a recirculating system. And then at some point, there's me fighting to get through that doorway. Okay, so we still hit 100%. So we'll probably throw another battery in there. I think the sun did just go down or pretty close to it. Oop, I always do that. Wrong room. Yeah. So we did hit 100%. Um, I'll probably have to watch it and see because I think we just barely hit the 100%. Yeah. So hopefully we should go good. Um, all right, I'm going to end this episode here before I ramble on anymore. Eat my dinner, and then I'll be back with the next episode where I think I haven't decided yet. Either going to do the rewiring or for the other sections, or we work on the tanks. I think I really want to work on the tanks because we need to get the cooling to be better. As much as I got kind of fed up with broken ACs and radiators and whatnot, but it needs to be, you know, the system still isn't quite right over there. Um, so maybe we'll do pop in at least the 2 big tanks, maybe switch them all to 3 tanks. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. Um, you know, my thought is that the longer the world's going to run, the more stuff we're going to collect, you know. But I don't know. I mean, I could see them maybe later on using nitrogen if you have maneuvering thrusters on the ships. Who knows? You know, that, or we could always vent that. And you could probably always use pollution for that, because that's not really going to matter if it's out in space, or if it just sticks with the thrusters. Who knows? So I don't want to have to keep redoing sections, you know, as much as, you know, I like building and everything. Obviously, there's tweaks here, tweaks there, that sort of thing. So I am tempted just to swap them all to large tanks. But if we switch them all to large tanks, I think we're definitely going to be adding on and pushing out. So I don't know. We'll have to look at that. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Like I said, I'll eat my dinner, and I'll probably be back in about 15 minutes or so with episode 55. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave any comments, suggestions, whatnot down below.